We all have this little cognitive bias that reassures us when we think about AI. We tell ourselves, okay, today's AI are incredible at generating code, writing text, creating images, but deep down, they're only recycling what humans have already invented. We like to believe that real creativity, the spark of genius, pure discovery will remain our territory. Well, get ready, because today that certainty has just been shattered. OpenAI has just announced that one of its new models did not simply assist researcher, it autonomously solves an 80 years old mystery. 80. It refuted a conjecture proposed by one of the greatest mathematical minds in history. Today, we're going to see how an AI broke the rules of scientific research. We're going to understand a problem that looks so simple that a child could understand it and draw it, but that is incredibly complex to solve. And we're going to see how this achievement proves that AI has just crossed an absolutely stunning threshold, the creation of new scientific knowledge. To understand the scale of what just happened, we first need to meet the man behind this problem. We're talking about Paul Erdős. Erdős was not a normal mathematician. He was a legend. Imagine a man with no house, no wife, no fixed bank account, just traveling from country to country with a small suitcase, showing up at other mathematicians' home and saying something like, "Here's what I found today." And what he brought them were really complex, mind-blowing ideas, problems, mathematical challenges, and he published more than 1,500 scientific papers. In 1946, Paul Erdős proposed a problem. It's called the unit distance problem. And the beauty of this problem is that visually, it is extremely simple. Imagine a large white sheet of paper. You have a pen and a small ruler that measures exactly 1 centimeter. And the game is this. How do you place a certain number of points on the sheet so that your 1 centimeter ruler can connect as many pairs as possible? Let's look at it. If I give you 2 points, you place them 1 centimeter apart, that gives you one connection. If I give you 3 points, what do? Well, easy, you draw a triangle and all 3 sides measure 1 centimeter, so you get the 3 perfect connections. Simple also. But what happens if we move to 4 points? You might think of drawing a square with 1 centimeter sides. That gives you 4 connections, but be careful. The diagonals of the square are way longer than 1 centimeter. In fact, with 4 points, the best technique is to join 2 triangles together, creating a kind of diamond shape, and that gives you 5 connections. You see the logic? The more points you add, let's say 100, 1000, 1 million, the more this becomes a nightmare puzzle. You have to arrange the point in the smartest possible way to maximize all those famous 1 centimeter distances. Erdős, with his extraordinary brain, imagined the spatial arrangement, points aligned in the form of a square grid. He published the mathematical formula to calculate it, and he basically told the world, this is what I conjecture to be the absolute limit. You will never be able to make the number of connections grow much faster than my grid. And for 8 years, the academic world basically said, okay, you're right. A generation of researchers tried to find better formulas, but without success. Everyone thought the square grid was the ultimate answer. Until today, May 20th, 2026. OpenAI testing a new general-purpose AI model, a model designed for complex reasoning. You can think of it as the successor to GPT 5.5. Maybe it's GPT 5.6, 5.7, 5.9, GPT 6, we don't know. They haven't named it publicly. They did not train this model specifically on this problem, or specifically for mathematics. They simply gave it this geometry puzzle to see what it was capable of. And then came the shock. The model did not simply help, it proved the that the Erdős conjecture was wrong. Paul Erdős was wrong. The square grid is not the best possible configuration. The AI generated an infinite family of new point configurations that completely break the previous record. They were able to prove that the number of pairs can grow faster than what humans had believed possible. An 80-year-old conjecture has fallen. AI has won. The proof was verified by independent mathematicians, and the result is solid. A Fields medalist confirmed it. It's basically the equivalent of Nobel Prize in mathematics. And this is where it becomes really fascinating. Because how did the machine find what human geniuses had missed for 80 years? Often, when humans get stuck on a problem, it's because they remain inside the same mental framework. This was a geometry problem, points on a sheet of paper, so humans looked for geometric solutions. AI has no block. She does not think like that. OpenAI's work reveals something pretty mind-blowing. To solve this geometric drawing problem, the AI pulled tools from a mathematical field that seems completely unrelated, an abstract field called algebraic number theory. To give you an image, imagine you have a plumbing problem in your kitchen, and instead of using a wrench, an AI comes in and somewhat creates a new law from a completely different field to teleport the water out of the pipe. Something totally unrelated. And that is basically what happened here. It solved the problem using a tool that at first glance has absolutely nothing to do with the original problem. For us, it makes no sense but mathematically it works, and it works extremely well. By connecting distant areas of human knowledge, the AI created an unexpected bridge, and experts are genuinely shocked. A lot of experts really are shocked. So, if you're interested in AI, this discovery is a massive wake-up call. The paper published by OpenAI is not simply about placing points on a sheet of paper. What OpenAI is really telling us is look at what our reasoning model is capable of. It can maintain an extremely complex line of thought from beginning to end. It can connect ideas from completely different fields of knowledge. It can produce discoveries that survive the scrutiny of the most critical human minds. Thomas Bloom, a researcher who analyzed this result, also said that AI helped us explore more of the mathematics that we have built over the centuries, and he asked what other invisible wonders are waiting for us in the shadows. Now replace the word mathematics with biology, quantum physics, or other science. If you have an artificial intelligence capable of showing this kind of intuition to find geometric shapes invisible to the human eye, what happens when we ask it to find the perfect shape of a protein to treat a disease? And by the way, this is something that has already been partially solved by DeepMind. Now imagine asking it to combine new materials to create even more powerful batteries. In reality, AI is officially becoming a full research partner. It's not simply reading Wikipedia and summarizing it for us. It is creating new science. It is pushing human knowledge forward. But be careful, and this is also OpenAI's conclusion, the future will still depend on human judgment. AI finds paths, but we choose the problem to solve. Human expertise becomes more valuable, not less. We need people to guide these AIs, to know where to search, where the best chances are for finding meaningful solutions. And this move toward AGI, artificial general intelligence, the kind of AI that could potentially solve everything, or at least operate at the same level as a human being, it's honestly pretty insane. I really wanted to share this news because I found it completely crazy. AI has just moved from being a content generator, a slot machine, to becoming a real scientific discoverer. And yes, this was OpenAI, but they are the ones who found this, but there is no reason to think only OpenAI can do this. I'm sure Anthropic has the ability to do very similar things with their models. I'm sure Google DeepMind can do it too. They are probably all going to move in this direction now and they try to make new scientific discoveries. There have been several previous attempts to do this kind of things, but every time people later realized that the problem had already been proven before. This time, this is not the case. This is genuinely new. This is something that had never been proven. And personally, it makes me optimistic. It makes me optimistic because I tell myself that AI may help us solve problems that are far more complex. Right now, we do not see a direct practical use case for this specific problem, but I really hope we can solve much harder problems thanks to AI. I don't know, a problem like food shortage around the world or much more serious problem that could have a real long-term impact. If ecology is what matters to you, maybe AI could help with ecological problems. If it's the economy, maybe it could help there too. There are so many unsolved problems in the world, and AI could genuinely help us find completely incredible solutions. Energy, for example, could we reach a new level thanks to AI? We have been talking about fission or fusion for energy for I don't know for how many decades now. And on top of that, energy would allow then AI to work even more because AI needs energy. So yeah, many things can come out of this. We are still at the very beginning. I don't know if you realize, but ChatGPT came out in November 2022. It was only a few years ago. And now we are already seeing this kind of innovation. At the beginning, we did not expect this at all. We thought it was just like a system that could complete text a bit faster, summarize things, and maybe help with writing. Now we are talking about scientific discovery. So yes, this shocks me. But what about you? Does this inspire you? Does seeing AI challenge human geniuses on logic fascinate you? Does it make you feel a little dizzy? I'll be reading your thoughts in the comments, and the debate is open. And if you enjoyed this video and learned something new, I invite you to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for more. Bye bye.